Genesis 36, the descendants of Esau. Now these are the generations of Esau. Who is Edom? Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Ada, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebaioth, and Adabet to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemath Beruel, and Aholibamah Bejesh, and Jalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wives, his sons, his daughters, all the people in his household, his livestock, his animals, and all his possessions that he had acquired in the land of Canaan. And he went to a land some distance away from Jacob, his brother, because they had too many possessions to be able to stay together. And the land where they had settled was not able to support them because of their livestock. So Esau, also known as Edom, lived in the hill country of Seir. This is the account of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in the hill country of Seir. These were the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife Ada, and Reuel, the son of Esau's wife Basemath. These were the sons of Eliphaz: Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah, a concubine of Esau's son Eliphaz, bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These were the sons of Esau's wife Ada. These were the sons of Reuel, Nahath, Zerah, Shema, and Mizah. These were the sons of Esau's wife Basemath. These were the sons of Esau's wife. Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna and granddaughter of Zibeon, she bore Jeshjallam and Korah to Esau. These were the chiefs among the descendants of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz, Esau's firstborn: Chief Teman, Chief Omar, Chief Zepho, Chief Kenaz, Chief Korah, Chief Gatam, Chief Amalek. These were the chiefs descended from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Ad. These were the sons of Esau's son Reuel: Chief Nahath, Chief Zerah, Chief Shammah, Chief Mizah. These were the chiefs descended from Reuel in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Esau's wife Basemath. These were the sons of Esau's wife Aholibamah, Chief Jesh, Chief Jala, Chief Korah. These were the chiefs descended from Esau's wife Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna. These were the sons of Esau, also known as Edom. And these were their chiefs. These were the sons of Seir, the Horit, who were living in the land: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. These were the chiefs of the Horits, the descendants of Seir, in the land of Edom. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Hemam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And the children of Shobal were these: Alvan and Manahath and Ebal, Shepho and Onam. And these are the children of Zibeon, both Ajah and Anna. This was that Anna that found the mules in the wilderness, as he fed the asses of Zibeon, his father. These were the children of Anna, Dishon and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna. were the sons of Dishan, Uz and Aram. These were the chiefs of the Horrid, Chief Lotan, Chief Shobal, Chief Zibeon, Chief Anah, Chief Dishan, Chief Ezer, Chief Dishan. These were the chiefs of the Horids, according to their chief lists in the land of Seir. These were the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king ruled over the Israelites. Bela, the son of Beor, reigned in Edom. The name of his city was Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab, the son of Zerah from Bozrah, reigned in his place. When Jobab died, Hashem from the land of the Temanites reigned in his place. When Hashem died, Hadad, the son of Bedad, who defeated the Midianites in the land of Moab, reigned in his place. The name of his city was Avith. When Hadad died, Samlah from Masrekah reigned in his place. When Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the river reigned in his place. When Shaul died, Baal-Hanan, the son of Akbor, reigned in his place. When Baal-Hanan, the son of Akbor, died, Hadad reigned in his place. The name of his city was Pau. His wife's name was Mehedabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families, after their places by their names. Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Yeteth, Duke Aholibama, Duke Elah, Duke Pinan, Duke Kinas, Duke Teman, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Hiram. These be the dukes of Edom, according to their habitations in the land of their possession. He is Esau, the father of the Edomites.
Genesis 37. Joseph's dreams and Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated Joseph and were not able to speak to him kindly. Joseph had a dream, and when he told his brothers about it, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. There we were, binding sheaves of grain in the middle of the field. Suddenly my sheaf rose up and stood upright, and your sheaf surrounded my sheaf and bowed down to it." Then his brothers asked him, "Do you really think you will rule over us or have dominion over us?" They hated him even more because of his dream and because of what he said. Then he had another dream and told it to his brothers. "Look," he said, "I had another dream. The sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me." When he told his father and his brothers, his father rebuked him, saying, "What is this dream that you had? Will I, your mother, and your brothers really come and bow down to you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept in mind what Joseph said. When his brothers had gone to graze their father's flocks near Shechem, Israel said to Joseph, "Your brothers are grazing the flocks near Shechem. Come, I will send you to them. I'm ready, Joseph replied. So Jacob said to him, go now and check on the welfare of your brothers and of the flocks, and bring me word. So Jacob sent him from the valley of Hebron. When Joseph reached Shechem, a man found him wandering in the field. So the man asked him, what are you looking for? He replied, I'm looking for my brothers. Please tell me where they are grazing their flocks. The man said, they left this area, for I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them at Dothan.
Judah and Tamar. At that time Judah left his brothers and stayed with an Adulami man named Hira. That Judah saw the daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. Judah acquired her as a wife and slept with her. She became pregnant and had a son. Judah named him She became pregnant again and had another son, whom she named Onan. Then she had yet another son, whom she named Shelah. She gave birth to him in Kezib. Judah acquired a wife for his firstborn. Her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn, was evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord killed him. Then Judah said to Onan, sleep with your brother's wife and fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law to her, so that you may raise up a descendant for your brother. But Onan knew that the child would not be considered his, so whenever he slept with his brother's wife, he wasted his emission on the ground, so as not to give his brother a descendant. What he did was evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord killed him too. Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, live as a widow in your father's house until Shelah my son grows up. For he thought, I don't want him to die like his brothers. So Tamar went and lived in her father's house. After some time, Judah's wife, the daughter of Shua, died. After Judah was consoled, he left for Timnah to visit his sheep shearers along with his friend Hira the Adulami. Tamar was told, look, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep. So she removed her widow's clothes and covered herself with a veil. She wrapped herself and sat at the entrance to Enaim, which is on the way to Timnah. She did this because she saw that she had not been given to Shelah as a wife, even though he had now grown up. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute because she had covered her face. He turned aside to her along the road and said, come please, I want to sleep with you. He did not realize it was his daughter-in-law. She asked, what will you give me so that you may sleep with me? He replied, I'll send you a young goat from the flock. She asked, will you give me a pledge until you send it? He said, what pledge should I give you? She replied, your steel, your cord, and the staff that's in your hand. So he gave them to her, then slept with her, and she became pregnant by him. She left immediately, removed her veil, and put on her widow's clothes. Then Judah had his friend Hira the Adulami take a young goat to get back from the woman the items he had given in pledge. But Hira could not find her. He asked the men who were there, where is the coat prostitute who was at Enaim by the road? But they replied, there's been no coat prostitute here. So he returned to Judah and said, I couldn't find her. Moreover, the men of the place said, there has been no coat prostitute here. Judah said, let her keep the things for herself, otherwise we will appear to be dishonest. I did indeed send this young goat, but you couldn't find her. After 3 months, Judah was told, your daughter-in-law Tamar has turned to prostitution, and as a result she has become pregnant. Judah said, bring her out and let her be burned. While they were bringing her out, she sent word to her father-in-law, I am pregnant by the man to whom these these belong. Then she said, identify the one to whom the silk cord and staff belong. Judah recognized them and said, she is more upright than I am, because I wouldn't give her to Sheila, my son. He was not physically intimate with her again. When it was time for her to give birth, there were twins in her womb. While she was giving birth, one child put out his hand, and the midwife took a scarlet thread and tied it on his hand, saying, this one came out first. But then he drew back his hand, and his brother came out before him. She said, how you have broken out of the womb. So he was named Perez. Afterward his brother came out, the one who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and he was named Zerah.
Genesis 39. Joseph and Potiphar's wife. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. His master observed that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made everything he was doing successful. So Joseph found favor in his sight and became his personal attendant. Potiphar appointed Joseph overseer of his household and put him in charge of everything he owned. From the time Potiphar appointed him over his household and over all that he owned, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's household for Joseph's sake. The blessing of the Lord was on everything that he had, both in his house and in his fields. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. He gave no thought to anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and good looking. Soon after these things, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, come to bed with me. But he refused, saying to his master's wife, look, my master does not give any thought to his household with me here, and everything that he owns he is put into my care. There is no one greater in this household than I am. He has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. So how could I do such a great evil and sin against God? Even though she continued to speak to Joseph day after day, he did not respond to her invitation to go to bed with her. One day he went into the house to do his work. When none of the household servants were there in the house, she grabbed him by his outer garment, saying, come to bed with me. But he left his outer garment in her hand and ran outside. When she saw that he had left his outer garment in her hand and run outside, she called for her household servants and said to them, see, my husband brought in a Hebrew man to us to humiliate us. He tried to go to bed with me, but I screamed loudly, and it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out.
So she laid his outer garment beside her until his master came home. This is what she said to him: that Hebrew slave you brought to us tried to humiliate me, but when I raised my voice and screamed, he left his outer garment and ran outside. When his master heard his wife say, "This is the way your slave treated me," he became furious. Joseph's master took him and threw him into the prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. So he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him kindness. He granted hidden favor in the sight of the prison warden, and the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison. And whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper.
Genesis 40, the cupbearer and the baker. And it came to pass after these things, that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued a season in ward, both of them, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, had a dream the same night. Each man's dream had its own meaning. When Joseph came to them in the morning, he saw that they were looking depressed. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were with him in custody in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" They told him, "We both had dreams, but there is no one to interpret them." Joseph responded, "Don't interpretations belong to God? Tell them to me." So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph. "In my dream there was a vine in front of me. On the vine there were 3 branches. As it budded, its blossoms opened and its clusters ripened into grapes. Now Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, so I took the grapes, squeezed them into his cup, and put the cup in Pharaoh's hand. This is its meaning." Joseph said to him, "The 3 branches represent 3 days, and 3 more days Pharaoh will reinstate you and restore you to your office. You will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you did before when you were cupbearer. But remember me when it goes well for you, and show me kindness. Make mention of me to Pharaoh and bring me out of this prison. For I really was a kidnapped from the land of the Hebrews, and I have done nothing wrong here for which they should put me in a dungeon." When the chief baker saw that the interpretation of the first dream was favorable, he said to Joseph, "I also appeared in my dream, and there were 3 baskets of white bread on my head. In the top basket there were baked goods of every kind for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them from the basket that was on my head." Joseph replied, "This is its meaning. The 3 baskets represent 3 days, and 3 more days Pharaoh will decapitate you and impale you on a pole. Then the birds will eat your flesh from you. On the third day, it was Pharaoh's birthday, so he gave a feast for all his servants. He lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker in the midst of his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forget him